If you have a legitimate husband or wife and no longer want to be together, your solution is divorce. Divorce is the legal termination of a marital relationship. Some couples may end up doing well, or some couples quarrel to the point of suing each other. In medieval Europe, divorce was not as easy as it is today. Since church law states that marriage is a contract with God and that a couple can divorce, the matter must be submitted to authorities and the church for approval. If a couple has a dispute that can't be resolved, what they do is duel to find a way to settle family problems. Traditional European duels were traditionally men's affairs where women had no right to challenge each other as they wished. Even more, dueling with men is almost impossible. But a marital duel is a special case where a woman can duel with a man. This method started in the 12th to 13th centuries in Germany and has been popular for centuries. It is a German law that places importance on duels to decide various disputes, which is why this duel originates. This law deals with allegations between two parties. That is, the husband and wife will find the right side without witnesses or confessions from either side. Whoever wins is considered right. Basically, duels were legal in that era. In 1467, Hans Talhofer, the German fencing master Grand Master of a well-known medieval German school of fencing, wrote the fencing manuals Ms. Thought .290.2. The rules and techniques of a duel between husband and wife are described in detail. The rules of this duel are different from other duels in general, in that both sides will not walk in the arena and fight each other, but will duel similar to a whack-a-mole game because people in that era thought that women were much weaker than men. As a rule, both fighters must wear a tight-fitting one-piece bodysuit. The man would stand in a 3-foot deep pit with one hand tied to his body, while women were allowed to stay outside the hole and move freely. The men were armed with 3 long clubs, and the women were armed with stones wrapped in a long piece of cloth that acted as pendulums. When the stone is wrapped, the length of the cloth is equal to the size of 3 men's weapons as well. Men were forbidden from leaving the pits to limit the extent of the fight. Whenever a man touches the edge of the hole, he must return 1 club to the judge, meaning that if he accidentally touches the edge 3 times, he will have to fight with his bare hands. For women, when defeating a guy outside duel time in each round, she will also be confiscated with 1 stone. Although this rule clearly put men at a disadvantage, at that time it was impossible for women to undergo all forms of combat training like men. There are also physical limitations that men tend to have advantages in size, stature, and strength. Thus, restricting men in combat with disabilities is an attempt to make fighting as equal and fair as possible. Normally, in this type of duel, neither side will die. The fight will end when either side surrenders or is injured beyond tolerance. Some historians say there may be other ways to overcome it, because in Hans Talhofer's painting, a woman drags a man out of a hole, or a man drags a woman into the hole. It's unclear how often these dual divorces occur or how often they end in death. But as the laws in Germany changed, this kind of duel gradually disappeared in the 16th century.